All right, what's happening?
Well, Coach, you've been in shells for a couple of days now. Are you excited about being out in Derby tomorrow morning and getting the full pads on?
Yeah, I mean it's a different game when you get the pads on and we put them, as you said 2 days ago, and you add the physical element to what's been going on mentally, and so we've had 5 days of installation. Things are starting to pile up. You got a lot of guys sore. You start to get banged up a little bit, but it's been good. It's been good. Now it's that time of camp where we kind of, we challenge them in a different way, from the timing of practice to where we practice. It's just kind of a part of what we do around here, and building our team and really creating the mentality that I think you got to have, and appreciating what you do have as well. So, it's been a lot of competitive. I think yesterday 10 straight periods of competitive work. Today 10 periods of competitive work. So mixing it up, we're not just going ones on ones. I mean, we're mixing it up and challenging guys. You got to be ready. But obviously got 3 groups repping on both sides, trying to get as many guys on tape as we can, and just really building everything towards Saturday. So we've got a lot of third down. We've got some green zone, some red zone, obviously a lot of base down stuff, and then tomorrow we'll do some short yards and goal line. Tomorrow will be the first time we get any live work. So the last 2 days has been physical, but all thud, trying to stay on your feet. And but tomorrow, first full padded day, and we'll have a little bit of live work, just for the first time, as far as getting on the ground, and then Friday will be a double day for us, the shells, and then I'll jog through that night, and then go play, kind of see where we are, and see. Part of what you're trying to do is expose guys. There's some guys we know what they can do, and then others we just need to expose them. But I first thing I'll tell you guys, man, we've had our last 2 punt days have been unbelievable. That first practice may have been the worst punt drill I've ever seen in my life, and it just goes to show you what a difference a day can make. I think I told y'all that next day y'all were out here, they were awesome, and then today was incredible. And man, we went from no contest to now we got a 3-horse race, and I love it. My man Jack Smith won the day today. He's just bombing it. Looks like the guy that we brought in here that won the job, that won the scholarship, and then Aiden has been awesome. He's had 2 good days in a row, and BT's just steady. You just count them. So I'm pretty encouraged what I've seen. Again, that first day I've pretty much thinking about just move it to the end of practice because it ruined my day for the rest of the day. But man, these last couple of days of punt, it's been what you want to see. So real encouraged with that part of it. That's been good.
Any injuries that are notable, or still?
I mean, just got some guys banged up. A couple of guys have gotten down on the ground a couple of times, but nobody that outside of Miles Oliver that's going to be like out. Miles Oliver, he had a issue with his shoulder in high school coming out, and I don't know, a few days ago it came out again. So, he's the guy we're going to go ahead and fix it because he's probably going to redshirt for us, and so we'll probably go ahead and just fix that, and that'll so we're not dealing with it down the road and get him well. Super athlete, explosive, jump. But yeah, where he is on the depth chart, to try to ask him to really strap it up and play and do it after season really doesn't. I think the best thing for him is to go ahead and fix it. So he's the only guy that's like out. We got a few guys, like I said, banged up, might miss a little time here or there, but nothing trending toward not playing in the first game or anything.
Miles, is that out for the year?
He's out for the year. He'll be out for the year. We're going to go ahead and do the surgery on him and fix it.
How did Trey's surgery go?
Great. He's great. He's a great spot, and we anticipate him being ready for Tech. So just a little cleanup.
Coach, Makuba had such a great freshman season last year. What does he need to do to take that next step?
Just build on what he did. Become a little more detailed. He hit a lull last year. He kind of got off to a good start, and then if you go back and really track his year, he had a little time there where he hit the wall and kind of lost his confidence a little bit, and then he eventually kind of pushed through it and finished well. But so just really building on how he finished. He's a detailed kid. We're asking him to do a lot, and so we're going to need a little bit more from him this year because we'll move him around some, and just really become a little more vocal for us. Last year, you only saw him, and so we need to be a little more of a vocal leader back there as well. But just building on what he did and being detailed, eliminate some of the mistakes that he had. Be a great tackler, and he is a good tackler. But there's a few plays that probably could have made last year, and then finish on the ball. Finish on the ball because he's gonna have the opportunity to do that.
Is there anyone that's been separating at Mike at all?
I mean, all the best 2 days with Shells. I mean, they're all right there. I mean, like I told y'all, I mean, I look at our backers kind of like I look at our ends and those 4 ends and do tackles. I mean, between Trenton and Monte and Keith and Trotter and McGuire. I mean, they're just all 4 really good players. So. Not disappointing anybody. Obviously we'll have to run somebody out there first when we play, but I don't see any situation where all those guys won't play. I'm pleased with Sergio. I think he's flashed and made some progress, and we need him to come on. Barrett's been awesome in what we're asking him to do and doing some different things with him. So it's a good group. It's a really good group, and if they stay healthy, that's going to really serve us well because I think we'll be able to really play all those guys in any situation, which hadn't always been the case.
With Trey out, are any of the other guys really kind of taking advantage of that situation?
I mean, just gets more reps for all of them. Gives a young guy like Caden Story an opportunity to get more reps, and certainly, Peyton and K-Part and ET, just gives them. There's just one less guy in there, so they're all taking advantage of the work and. It's good for him.
DJ spent some time working on his footwork and other mechanics during the off season. What have you seen in that realm, just sort of so far out of him?
It's been really good. I mean, he's so much. First of all, he's faster. He's made several plays with his feet that I don't think he would have made last year. It's been very noticeable. But he's very confident. He really understands. He's a high football IQ guy. He really understands, where to go with the ball. But just very, you can tell he's worked really hard. He's very conscientious of his fundamentals, and he's hard on himself, grades himself every day. And, he's been good.
Coach, you've got 3 running backs who've been number 1 at whatever point. How do you feed that monster when the season starts?
I'll just let CJ roll them in there. Somebody will get hot, I'm sure, but then same thing I just said about linebacker. I don't see any situation in any game that those guys can't go play. I mean, I don't. We've got confidence in all those guys. I mean, we look like some of these teams we've played over the past few years where, we've gotten in the playoffs and national championship. And, they got about 3 dudes that they're rolling in there, and that's kind of what it looks like on our practice field. We got 3 really special players. And I don't really care how they play. They'll all play. Somebody will be hot, and you see it from there. But they're all special. They all bring something different. They're unique and they're really close. They support each other, and I think that's a really good thing. We trust them. To have guys that we trust in any situation, and that they all have enough experience to have the confidence to go with it. It's a good situation. So I think they're all 3 of those guys will make huge plays for the Tigers this year, every single one. And then, man, Dominique and Keith have shown up. Those guys, Dominique's a really good football player, and man, Keith is. Asked me about him the other day, and I said I don't know, but we put them pads on, and I noticed it. Right out of the gate yesterday. So I'm encouraged by his physicality.
I saw, I guess which day it was, but I saw a bad snap for the first time in about 4 years. I'm just curious how that's the deep snappings.
Oh, the deep snap. No, I thought you were talking about our center snap.
So I guess I'll ask you about that too.
We've had one bad snap all camp. How about that? One bad snap, and that's it. Man, and we jumped offside on that, and that's why it was a bad snap, because the center jumped offside and then tried to snap it. But I'm so pleased with the three centers and just their targeting on the ball, their consistency. I mean, we literally have had one bad snap. I can't remember a year when we were this far into camp already, and there's been one errant ball. So I'm pleased with that. And as far as the long snappers, we got two really good ones. We got two really, really good ones. I'm not sure who you saw. Might have been Brody, maybe. You know, we've kind of worked Brody a little bit, and he's I think he had a low one, but man, Casperson and my man Flo Daddy, Florenzo, and two guys are good ones. We're really fortunate with those guys, and hopefully it works out. We kind of, maybe one does field goal, one does punt. We'll see how it all plays out. And they both got some experience last year. We got them both in games, so they got a little game experience to go with it. But I feel really good about it. And then we got Brody. Brody can really snap. Brody's got, he'd be more of a punt guy, but I don't know if he can snap it to himself because he's punting too. He's got a big leg on him. He's still developing his fundamentals because he was just a big athlete in high school and just but he's got a strong pop. But he's a really good snapper. And then we got Griffin Bads, who will be joining us when school starts, who's also a long snapper. So we feel very fortunate with the guys that we have, but Casperson and Florenzo, they're ready.
How do you feel about your quarterback so far?
Really good. It's been awesome. All of them, every one of them. I mean, they have. I'm not disappointed in any of those guys. They've really done a nice job. It's been fun watching Hunter. I mean, he's game is so much slower to him. I mean, from the last time I had my eyes on him on the football field, great leader. Hunter, Billy Dimes. I mean, those guys are. I mean, it's just a good group. All of them. Street's done an excellent job with them, and they're all competing. And we it's practice and scripted and all that. So get two scrimmages. That's all they give us. Within the rules, you get two true scrimmages, and then you get we'll do a situational all thud day on Monday, but you get 2 live days, and then you've got some other practices where you'll have a period here, a period there where you can go live, but that's it. So that's what we'll have to make a decision on as far as everything that's going to be around them and all that stuff. But the quarterbacks have handled their business.
Speaking of the quarterbacks, I guess you've known Danny Pearman's son Trent his whole life.
Yeah.
How neat has it been having him start camp along with your youngest Clay?
Yeah, well, that's great. They've grown up together. And, Trent's he's a 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year. Guy never lost a game. Back-to-back state championships. And I saw him play. I mean, he needs a year in the weight room. Same thing with Clay. Clay's a really good little player, and needs a year in the weight room, get stronger. But both those guys have a lot of confidence, and great to get it going, and kind of a dream come true for them to have the opportunity to start their journey.
Trey's wearing your old 88. How you like that?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You said there are some, I guess, dings and injuries that won't keep guys out of the game action. But I'm just curious, are there any that are going to miss an extended period here in the next?
Yeah, we'll have a couple guys probably that just banged up. We had one guy get a hematoma. I mean, just a crazy deal, but he's fine. Just kind of swelled up, and so they got to drain it. The other guy banged up the shoulder a little bit, but again, nothing that's long term. They'll miss a little time.
What have you seen out of Kyle and Griffin so far? Are you happy with his progress?
Great young prospect. A lot on his plate. A little lost after 5 days of installation. Just getting here in the summer. Not a mid-year, so just a smooth athlete, but a lot to learn.
Seems like there's been a lot of NFL scouts out, particularly watching the defensive line. Has that been more than normal, and just what kind of opportunity is it for those guys?
Yes, it has. It's been. We always have guys here, but we've had a lot of guys here, and they stay in a while. Some years they're here, drop some donuts off and watch a little tape, and then they're gone. And some of them have been here 2 days. So I guess we got some guys they like. So it's a good opportunity for our guys to be evaluated. And, that's awesome. We got a lot of guys that I think have pro potential, and it's good for the young guys too. To know that if you come to Clemson, you're gonna have that opportunity to be evaluated. So I think since I've been the head coach, I'm second in draft picks. So we've got a lot of guys get the opportunity. And got another big group. Last year was not a big group for us. These guys are back, so hopefully they'll do what they're supposed to do this year, and a lot of them get the opportunity next spring.
With Trey, was it just a minor procedure on his leg?
Yeah, it's just his knee.
You mentioned Keith Adams Jr. Any other younger guys or reserve guys that have stood out with the pads on these last 2 days?
Not really. I mean, they're all doing good. Let's kind of see where they are a little bit more, and let's get through the scrimmage and get through our personnel meetings and really see who's sticking. But they all look good. I'm not disappointed. They're all athletic. I'm really pleased with the whole class.
Back to Hunter Johnson. He's kind of in a unique situation. He's an older guy, but he's kind of new here. I mean, what do you expect from him? How does he fit in?
Yeah, great leadership. Just wants to coach, and he's just soaking it up, man. I mean, I think he's living his best life right now. I think he's really enjoying. He loves Clemson, and being back here, and with a completely different experience and just perspective. Life brings perspective when you get older, and he's engaged, and he's just very self-aware, very knowledgeable, and so confident. I mean, look at him out here. I mean, he's out here working with Cade and these guys. I mean, just he gets it. He gets it on every level. I mean, he's experienced just about everything at that position. So he's having fun. I think he's just having fun. He's taking advantage of his reps. I mean, he's super talented, and I think he's kind of found his joy again.
Does he kind of look like a coach already, or is he just concentrating on being a player for now?
No, he's concentrating on being a player, but he's got those characteristics. I mean, he's just a nurturing guy. He loves to help, and he watches everything, pays attention, and he's got the knowledge of a coach.
How valuable is having his voice in that room with DJ and Cade?
Yeah, it's valuable to have his voice and his arm and his feet because as we all know, man, that position is critical. I mean, we're really blessed. I mean, really fortunate to have the guys that we have because I really think they can all play. I mean, obviously those three guys, but that gun Billy Dimes can play, and Hunter Helms is smart as crap and knows every detail of everything, and he's an accurate thrower. All of them could go play. Super excited to have Trent, joining them. So it's just a really, really good functional room, and we have not had that type of functionality. We've had to kind of create it here and there, but it makes a big difference.
When you look at all these young defensive backs, Jaden Lucas and Toriano Pride, Sherrod Koval, who's got a lot of confidence, is this maybe one of the best younger groups that you've had since you've been here?
Yeah, and then you throw in Nate. He's just, he's just getting going as well. And Makuba, those are true sophomores rolling in here. So it's a really talented group. It's a diverse group. They all can run, but we've got a lot of good pieces. So just coach has done a great job of recruiting the right guys.
You mentioned the pieces and being able to move like Makuba around. There are several others who are very versatile. Is this one of the more versatile defenses you've?
Yeah, and I think a lot of just knowledge. I mean, we got like 5 safeties that really understand how to play, and they can play free. And it's not easy. Just you think, oh, I'll play free, I'll go play strong. And it's just really not that easy. But we got a lot of guys that can play either spot. We got several guys that can go play our nickel, which isn't easy either. And then I love our toughness. I love our length, and just we've really grown up technically at corner. Man, Fred's having a really good to see. Really good to see him. He's healthy. and you know he's doing a nice job. All those guys, man. Sherry, his confidence is at an all-time high. You know, the way he finished last year, he's a kid that lost his confidence as a sophomore, and you know, but man, he's found himself and he's put the work in, and he's just learned how to play within his skill set, and he's maximized his body and all that. So I mean, it's just a really good group, and he's been a great leader. And then Malcolm Green, getting him going, he's healthy. You know, he's been banged up a lot since he's been here. So hopefully we can just keep going down the track we're on, because we'll have good depth.
Yeah, but you're talking about Beau Collins being one of the more advanced freshmen you've had on a short list of those
Yep.
guys. What have you seen from him developmentally that says he's tracking in the direction those other guys were?
Beau has handled himself like a pro. You know, we'll say and dress for the job you want, right? I mean, he's handled himself like a pro from the moment he got to Clemson. You know, I would say he and Shipley are two peas in a pod as far as like from the day they got here, and nobody had to tell him anything. Nobody had to lead them. You know, they're just advanced guys, maturity-wise, and that's who Beau is. Beau is incredibly smart, incredibly detailed. He's polished. Can play anywhere. You can play him at. He can play all three positions, not only physically but mentally. Just an outstanding young talent, and he's done a great job with his body and maturing, physically over the past year. But you just don't ever have to worry about Beau in any area of his life. It don't matter what it is, he's going to be above and beyond, and it just translates to every area of his life and the game.
Anybody else? Thanks, Coach.